Good day, everyone. My name is Julie Halandoni. I will be your first speaker for the discussion today. So, our topic is all about law and policies of gender development. Republic Act Number 9710, the Magna Carta of Women, defines gender and development program as the development perspective and process that is participatory and empowering, equitable, sustainable, free from violence, respectful of human rights, supportive of self-determination, and actualization of human potential. This law is defined as treating the woman equally and rights that can be protected through violence, harassment, and human rights. But there's also 16 laws that prove and propose law under gender development. All of these will be discussed by my co-members. They will explain to you the purpose of the law by giving a brief explanation connection to gender development and some example that can be a support that this law can provide protection in our society equally whether it is male or female.
Republic Act Number 10361, commonly referred as Domestic Worker Act or Batas Kasambahay, is essential for gender development in the Philippines by ensuring the rights and welfare of domestic workers regardless of gender. It promotes gender equality, empowerments individual and traditional gender roles. This legislation ensures fair treatment, decent working conditions, and protection against for all domestic worker, contributing to a more equitable society where individuals are valued and respected in the workplace. For the example, Unang Balita is the news segment of GMA Network's daily morning program. Unang Hirit is aired on April 29, 2013 at 5:15 a.m. Sheila was interviewed. She is only 15 years old, but she already works as a household helper. She is the third among her 8 siblings, and Chino Marito is asking how to access their benefits as a household helper. He was then answered by attorney Gabby Concepcion. She said, actually, if the law is effective, and it's near to be effective, Republic Act Number 10361, it's possible to have benefits of SSS. Actually, that Philippines must have now. And on top of that, there are also SSS entitlement and PAC-EB. These are requirements is your monthly salary is less than 5,000 pesos, your employee is responsible to paying all of these fees. But if the salary is 5,000 or more, maybe over time or more to do the skill of the household helper, they need to contribute their counterparts. Sheila asks again, if household helper is a minimum wage and Attorney Gabby answered her that the Sambahay law has minimum wage for household helper in the capital region. The monthly fees is also 2,500 pesos. The house helper is a big help in our house. We should treat them fairly and give them equal rights under the law. The connection between Republic Act Number 10361, also known as Domestic Worker Act or Batas Kasambahay, and gender development lies in the promotion of gender equality and empowerment by providing household helpers like Sheila with rights, benefits, and minimum wage standards. Regardless of gender, the law contributes to breaking down traditional roles of gender. It ensures that individual caregiving roles often associated with women are valued, protected, and given equal opportunities in the workplace. Attorney Gabby Concepcion acknowledged that this entitlement emphasizes the importance of understanding and implementing the rights granted to a household helper under this law, thereby promoting gender-sensitive policies and practices that promote equality and gender empowerment. That's all. Thank you.
Public Act 9501 also known as Magna Carta for micro, small, and medium enterprises. It promotes the growth and development of micro, small, and medium enterprises by providing government assistance, incentives, and support, as well as establishing the MSMED Council and the SB Corporation to coordinate and implement programs for MSME development. So basically, the law was established in order to promote and develop MSMEs in the Philippines and provide financial assistance, trainings, and laws that support MSMEs. How is it related to gender and development? It indirectly supports gender and development by promoting economic opportunities for women entrepreneurs, helping them to have easier access to financing, training, and other resources. The Act helps empower women who own or manage small businesses, contributing to gender equality in the economic sector. In relation to gender and development, the Magna Carta for MSMEs offers gender equality and inclusive growth, promoting women's economic empowerment. Here is an example that best describes the Republic Act 9501. A group of women established a small tailoring business. Due to the implementation of the MSMEs, these women gained access to training programs and were offered financial assistance, resulting in their tailoring business to thrive.
Okay, Republic Act number 7699, or what they call the portability law, is to transfer funds for the account from one system to another. Yung system na tinutukoy dito is yung SSS or Social Security System and GSIS or Government Service Insurance System. As we all know, SSS and GSIS are for insurance na once we met the required contribution, pwede tayo magkaroon ng lifetime pension if we retire at age 60. Ang pinagkaiba lang, GSIS is for government workers and they have to fulfill at least 15 years of contribution. While yung SSS is for private workers and they have to fulfill at least 10 years of contribution. So, paano napapasok dito yung RA 7699? Just like what I said earlier, it is the transfer of funds from one system to another. So, example ako, I'm a government employee and I've been paying for 13 years para sa GSIS account ko. And then suddenly, nag-quit ako and then lumipat ako sa private company. Siyempre, hindi pa ako pwedeng mag-file ng pension nun since hindi pa naman kompleto yung 15 years ko sa GSIS account ko. Dito na papasok yung RA 7699. Since I already have 13 years under GSIS, I'll only need 2 years contribution under SSS. Then, kapag pinag-add yun, magiging 15 years and I can file a pension na under ng GSIS. A real-life case of RA 7699 was on a Good Morning Kuya episode aired on October 28, 2014 at UNTV 37, wherein Mr. Jude Gloria from Bacoor, Cavite has been a member of GSIS for 10 years and then he went abroad and he has been voluntarily contributing sa SSS for 2 years. He then asked kung ilang years pa yung kailangan niyang buuin so he can file a pension na under RA 7699. He was then answered by Ms. Lilibet Suralvo, a media officer at SSS. She said na since Mr. Jude already has 10 years under GSIS, he only need to pay for at least 5 years under SSS and he can do a totalization and add up the 10 years from GSIS and 5 years from SSS and he can file a pension na under GSIS.
So, basically, the purpose of the Republic Act number 7655 is to increase o taasan ang sahod ng mga nagtatrabaho as a kasambahay o house helper. Given with that, gender roles plays an important role when it comes to working as a house helper dahil nga kadalasan babae ang gumaganap bilang kasambahay. Maraming types ng discrimination ang pwedeng mangyari. For example, if you are a house helper, people will think that your job is easy because all you need to do is to do house chores. Wherein it's given for some of us na dapat ay alam din natin yung mga gawaing bahay. Well, it's not true that domestic work is all about house chores. Domestic work ay kinakailangan ng mahabang presensya dahil nga this type of work is required na nasa bahay ka lang nung amo mo or yung owner ng house. And madalang lang ang pagpapauwi sa'yo. And because of that, I personally think that what they're doing is more than on what their job is. We just don't know. And also, due to that law or bill na naipasa, nagkaroon ng opportunities ang mga kasambahay because nabibigyan ng value yung kanilang trabaho. And at the same time, naiiwasan ang pagkakaroon ng discrimination. So all in all, it's a good thing for some house helpers that they get what they deserve as they're also struggling on their needs for everyday life.
Republic Act Number 6938, also known as the Cooperative Code of the Philippines, promotes the establishment and growth of cooperatives in the country to enhance self-reliance, drive economic growth, and support social justice by emphasizing open membership, democratic control, financial sustainability, community benefits, and solidarity principles aligned with Filipino culture and values. As a reporter, I would emphasize that the Cooperative Code of the Philippines, Republic Act Number 6938, plays a pivotal role in advancing gender development. By promoting gender-inclusive economic participation, social empowerment, and addressing disparities through women empowerment within the cooperative sector, contributing to broader gender equality goals, and fostering a more equitable cooperative landscape in the Philippines.
Republic Act Number 7305, known as the Magna Carta of Public Health Workers, was signed into law in order to promote the social and economic well-being of health workers, their living and working conditions, and terms of employment, to develop their skills and capabilities to be better equipped to deliver health projects and programs, and to encourage those with proper qualifications and excellent abilities to join and remain in government service. Accordingly, public health workers were granted the following allowances and benefits. Among others, Section 20, additional compensation, notwithstanding Section 12 of Republic Act Number 6758. Public health workers shall receive the following allowances: hazard allowance, subsistence allowance, longevity pay, laundry allowance, and remote assignment allowance. Connection in Gender Development. Republic Act Number 7305, also known as the Magna Carta of Public Health Workers. Section 9, discrimination prohibited. A public health worker shall not be discriminated against with regard to gender, civil status, creed, religious or political beliefs, and ethnic groupings in the exercise of his or her profession. Example, the equality of every public health workers, regardless of gender, and their right to enjoy equal environments, realizing their full human potentials, to contribute their knowledge and skills, recognizing that all human beings are free and equal in dignity and right, and having equal impact of all, giving each person equal access to resources and benefits of a development initiative.
Republic Act Number 73. Republic Act Number 73. A law was introduced in the Senate to refer as the increasing the maternity benefit, women workers in the private sector was created to give women working in the Philippines private sector with their maternity benefits. These women are entitled to a 60-day paid maternity leave. The employees' base pay, allowance, and other benefits are all covered in a full by the maternity benefit. Connection of gender development of Republic Act No. 73 greatly helps women who work in the private sector, who are currently those who give birth and cannot go to their jobs. We know the hardship of women in giving birth, and this law will put and help them, and because of this law they will be able to recover the days they cannot work with the full benefit of 60 days leave, so that they have enough time to rest and they can receive some monies from their employer. Example. Example of a family that work in a private sector and currently giving birth, and he just not go to his job because he will not be able to work there. He will not earn anything, but because of this law, they will be able to accept that they will be paid while they have 60 days leave to rest and benefit that come from employers.
Republic Act No. 6972, also known as the Barangay Level Total Development and Protection of Children Act, was enacted in 1990, establishes daycare centers in every barangay to provide comprehensive and care protection of Filipino children up to 6 years old, including monitoring of birth, registration, immunization, and support for abuse. Children with funding from Connection of Gender Development, the Total Development and Protection of Children program for daycare center shall be provided for children up to 6 years of age with the consent parents. Although the law primarily seeks to provide care and attention for children, the intent to provide support for working women is unmistakable. Example of law, this act shall be known as the Barangay Level Total Development and Protection of Children Act. It is hereby declared to be the policy of the state of defend the right of children to assistance, including proper care and nutrition, and to provide them with special protection against all the forms, neglect, abuse, cruelty, exploitation, and other conditions of their development.
Republic Act No. 6938, also known as the Cooperative Code of the Philippines, is a law aimed at promoting the promotion and growth of cooperative for self-reliance, economic development, and social justice. The law allows the private sector to establish cooperatives and provide support for the development, emphasize open and voluntary membership, democratic control, and limited interest in the capital. The law also aims to ensure the cooperatives operate in accordance with Filipino culture and cooperative principles through its concepts, principles, and guidelines. The law aims to maintain the autonomy and integrity of cooperatives while contributing to economic development and social welfare. The Republic Act No. 6938, known as the Cooperative Code of the Philippines, can be connected to gender development by promoting economic opportunities and social empowerment through its promotion of the establishment and growth of cooperatives. This law can provide a platform for gender-sensitive and initiatives within the cooperative sector. The example of this is the cooperative conducting awareness campaigns on gender equality, women's rights, and empowerment, aiming to create a supportive environment for women to voice their opinions and participate in decision-making processes.
Republic Act No. 8042 is known for providing standard protection and promotion of the welfare of migrant workers. This law will be the power and protection for our OFW with other workers around the world. This will be their alliance to stand up in giving a right to be a worker in other countries. The connection of this law in gender development is that to avoid being treated with discrimination and harassment because of this race or the nationality of a person. This will be their protection to be treated equally on their job without harassment and equally treated in the recruitment process. It is applied to both male and female and other gender identities, as long as you are part of the country and have a right to take justice. One example in this case of Lee Seking E. Aniban alias Lee Seking Saniban found Seking guilty beyond reasonable doubt of illegal recruitment defined and penalized under Section 6 and 7 of Republic Act No. 8042, the Migrant Worker and Overseas Filipino Act of 1995, as amended by RA 10022, and of estoppel defined and penalized under the Article 315, Paragraph 2 of a Revised Penal Code RPC as amended by RA number 10951 by the complaint of our kababayan John Denver Palasi after giving his van of 100,000 in cash together with his passport, and after giving the installment for the work in Australia as grape and apple pickers, Seking cannot contact anymore. Because of this law, John Denver Palasi get his justice and for the crime of illegal recruitment. The court sentenced Seking to suffer an indeterminate penalty of imprisonment of 12 years and 1 day, as minimum to 14 years as maximum, and to pay a fine of 1 million pesos for estafa. The court sentenced Seking to 2 months and 1 day of arresto mayor, as minimum to 1 year and 1 prison correctional as maximum. Seking was also ordered to pay Palasi 85,000 pesos with legal interest at the rate of 6% per annum from the filling of the information until finality of this decision.
RA number 7882, or the provision of assistance to women engaging in micro and cottage business enterprises and for other purposes. First things first, micro and cottage enterprises are defined as business activities engaged in industry, agribusiness, and services. This law establishes a loan fund which refers to 5% of the loan portfolio of all government financing institutions. It also provides assistance through loans and technical training. RA 7882 covers all Filipino women who are at least 18 years old, regardless of civil status, and it particularly targets those who are unemployed, distressed, or have a family income below the poverty line. An example of RA 7882 was launched in July 2022, wherein the CWED, or Connecting Women Entrepreneurs to the Digital Economy, component was delivered under a public-private partnership with the Department of Trade and Industry, the National Confederation of Cooperatives, Facebook Philippines, Shopee, and Lazada. This project provided training to women entrepreneurs on becoming effective online sellers of their products. The pilot program assisted 436 women entrepreneurs who had online-ready products to be tailored. This training program also included a 90-day mentoring component which covered topics on digital entrepreneurial mindset and principles, concept and trends, digital marketing, and many more. By the beginning of 2021, the 436 trained women entrepreneurs had opened a total of 349 online stores that reported 36 million in sales.
I talk about the Republic Act number 7877, the Anti-Sexual Harassment of Act of 1995. Ito ay mahalaga para maiwasan ang sexual harassment kahit saan mang lugar. RA 7877 defines sexual harassment as any unwelcome sexual advances of conduct of a sexual nature, especially by someone in authority. Employers and educational institutions must establish committers to handle compliance and investigation. Offender face fine and imprison, ensuring accountability and protection for victims. This law promotes gender equality and empower individuals by ensuring a harassment-free environment. For example, kapag yung female na employee nag-report ng unwanted advance from her supervisor to the companies, the investigation will follow, and pag napatunayang guilty, the, the supervisor will face the penalties, ensuring the respectful workplace and supporting the gender equality. Yun, thank you.
Purpose and benefits include the purpose, the Government Service Insurance System Act of 1997, the Public Act number 8291, is to establish the Government Service Insurance System, or GSIS in the Philippines. GSIS is a social insurance institution that provides various benefits, including life insurance, retirement, and social security protection to all employees receiving compensation, except for members of armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police. Connection to gender development of Republic Act number 8291, or GSIS 1997. Many employees of the sector of GSIS will be given that because of this law. Not all the men or women are equal, and all of them will receive benefits. For example, life insurance, retirement, and social security protection. All of us, male or female or any gender, can receive compensation. Example: those who have served in the government for at least 15 years may apply for retirement under RA 8291, and they must be at least 60 years old at the time that he retire. He is subject to the law that requires him to give in benefit like insurance and other benefits.
I discussed the Republic Act number 8289, the Magna Carta for Small Enterprise, enacting to support the growth of small and medium enterprise, or SMEs, in the Philippines. This law enhances the role of the Small and Medium Enterprise Development, or SMED Council, decentralize the support services to local levels, and improves the SMS to access for financial and technical assistance. RA 8289 is crucial for economic development as SMEs are vital for job creation and economic to diversification. For example, uh, a small provincial manufacturer business can receive loans, training, and market support from the regional SMED Council, and enabling it to expand and contribute to local and national economic growth. And thank you.
Proclamation number 976 is all about declaring 1997 as Anti-Migrant Trafficking Year. Proclamation number 976 was declared by former President Fidel B. Ramos in 1997, known as the Anti-Migrant Trafficking Year. The law aims to combat the illegal trafficking of overseas Filipino workers through the cooperation of government agencies and the allocation of resources against illegal trafficking. In short, the Proclamation number 976 aims to protect its citizens who seek employment abroad from illegal trafficking. It has relevance to gender and development by promoting policies and initiatives to combat trafficking. The proclamation supports the protection and empowerment of Filipino, especially women, tackles underlying gender inequalities, and encourages gender-sensitive approach in both national and international anti-trafficking efforts. Example: a rural village has been reported to be prone to false jobs offers, leading men and women to human trafficking. Under the Proclamation number 976, NGOs and law enforcement conducted an awareness campaign that aims to educate the villagers about the dangers and steps to avoid it. Support service and assistance was also provided for the victims in the area.
Republic Act Number 8187 is known for a paternity leave for male employees with the 7 days and having a full payment. This law will be beneficial for the upcoming or the father of a child that gave birth. This law will be the justice for male employees for having an emergency for giving birth for their wives without affecting their salary and job attendance. The connection of Republic Act Number 8187 to gender development is having a right for male employees since there's also a law for the woman. Republic Act Number 11210, an act increasing the maternity leave period to 105 days for female workers with an option to extend for an additional 30 days without pay and granting an additional 15 days for solo mothers and for other purposes. This represents the equal rights for male employees. This law will be their protection for their rights as a father without damaging their image in job and their salary as well, and also represents gender equality about male and female gender role, especially in family situation. One of the examples of the RA 8187, Michael Fagalguin, is a first-time father. Since he's the first time to be a father of his family, he used the benefits of RA 8187 paternity leave to support his family, but in the interview, he claimed that the 7 days paternity leave is not enough since his wife is not ready for the mother role alone. But in this interview, it shows that the law of Republic Act Number 11210 can be transferred another 7 days for her husband. This law shows that it is a big help for the first-time father to support his family. This law can be a reason to support and take care of his family without damaging his job, record, and his salary. It is also represent the gender equality of two-parent roles. All of these laws have benefits in our country, especially in our society. The role of this law is giving protection, justice, and freedom about our life and gender roles. By giving equal rights and right treatment, whether it is based on workplace, public, and so on. Because of the law, we can now fight back and achieve freedom and justice in our life. The law about gender development is also one of the best law we had because we're now treated equally and now we have the rights to treat each other right and what we deserve. Once again, my name is Junie Halandoni. Thank you for listening and let our voice to educate you about the law of gender development.